So today we're going to make faces, but we're going to paint them in different patterns and make them look like different masks. So I'm going to show you the pictures again and even later. And after I have shown you how to make the face, all the different shapes on it, then you can fill in the decorations on the face any way you want to. Okay, so here are the masks again. And we'll keep turning back to the masks to get more ideas on what we can do. One is we can make these kinds of lines around the eyes, round or sometimes, yeah, patterned eyebrows. We have some more interesting eyebrows here. Then there's something on the nose. There are either patterns or one flat color on the nose. Very nice lines on the sides of the cheeks, or you could also have a mustache over here with those colors. Hi, Rohan.
Hi, ma'am.
We're making masks with colorful patterns on them. And then you can make some dots and lines. So this is just a reference, but you can make your own masks. And they don't all have to be dark, they don't all have to be black. But if they are, then we will first make all the colors and then paint everything around the mask in black or a dark
Look, this
color.
one has a mustache. Like,
Does it? Oh, does it look
yeah,
like
not
so?
this one.
Oh.
No, wait. Even this, no, that does not have a mustache. Yeah, this one has like a kind of a mustache. Okay, this is like, I'll erase that thing.
You can draw a mustache if you want to. But first, I want to show you how to draw all the features and then we can draw the patterns on them. Okay.
Ma'am, my aunt actually has these. She lived in Nigeria. She
Ah,
has them, but they're just in black. They don't have the pattern.
yeah, they could be carved out of wood. Even I lived in Nigeria for some years.
I
So some of them are carved, some of them
waiting
are
for more
painted.
people, or is this it?
Well, some people are not attending today because of Ganpati. Some people are traveling. So this is it for today. And then some days everyone comes in. So we're going to begin. And I'm going to show you how to draw a face. So first, we will make the face, just the shape of the face and the features over here in rough. And then below that, we will make a face with patterns. So we can think about all the stuff that we want to make on the face. And then once we've decided on that pattern, then we will make one final face over here, which would be like a very large mask. All right, so shall we begin?
Wait, I have a question. Are we going to only use half the paper or the whole paper? Because I'm saving the half paper for later just in case. Should I or not?
We are going to use the whole paper today. We're going to make our the sketch over here, the rough sketch over here, and then the fair illustration over here, which is going to be fairly large. Okay. All right. So this is how a face looks, and I want you to try and draw this the way I'm drawing it. You have, oh, just 1 minute. You're getting this line.
Where is she gone?
I'm here, I'm here. 1 second. I just need to get more light in because it's becoming darker where I am. Oh, there. Now we won't have shadows. Okay, so we start off with making Abir, come back. Yeah, 1 second. Manya. So we start off with making an oval shape like that. So this is just a sketch, and I may draw multiple lines in the sketch, which I will not erase.
So this sketch is gonna be like that one that we did as a cat that day, right?
Something like that, yeah. But this is where I want to show you the proportions on a face. So once we draw the oval, we will divide it in half with the line vertically. And then we will also divide it in half horizontally. Now on this line, we will draw the eyes, which will be a shape like this. Usually the top is a little rounder than the bottom. Then about just a little above half. So this is at half point, right? Yeah, about here or just a little above will be the nose. And the nose is just drawn like this, just a shallow C shape at half the way in the bottom hemisphere. Now, all these things can change. You can take the nose higher or lower, and you can play around with all these proportions later on. And then below the nose at half the point, we will draw the opening of the mouth, which is like this. These are the proportions of the face. And above the eyes, about the same distance as the height of the eyes, like this and this, we can draw eyebrows, which will be slightly straight in the center and then turning around the eye like that. Now, because this is a mask, we're not drawing the eyes inside this. So that's going to be just a dark hole, right? And these are the proportions which we can play around with to make a design of the mask. So now if you've understood this, let's try making this one more time. And here we are going to now make the design of the mask. So I'm making another oval. Try to remember what the proportions were. A line through the center half, vertically and horizontally. Now see how many lines I'm making, and I'm correcting the lines as I go, but I'm not erasing the lines. So if you're making a line and you're not happy and you're trying to erase it, let's avoid that. Then we'll draw the eyes. Now this time, instead of drawing a nose just like that, I want to draw a nose like this one, and I'm going to show you. What if we were to replicate this face onto our mask? So we have this eye, and then we have an outline to the eye, see? And then from the center, we have a nose that comes down almost like a triangle shape. So I'm going to show you like this. It's pretty long. So it's like this, like a triangle. And on the sides, you have the nostrils, which are like this. And the center is that U, shallow U shape. And from the bottom, again, you will draw a small line for the nostrils like this. So there's like an oval shaped nostril here. Now my oval shape is not sufficient. There's in this mask, there's a lot of space below the nose as well. Can you see? So we can extend the lines afterwards. Here now we can make the shape of the mouth and an outline outside of that, and then extend the chin lower. Oh, sorry. See, I drew the mouth at the distance that I saw on the picture, and then I extended the chin further. So the measurements that I've given you over here are just to start the picture. And then as you go along, depending upon how big or small you make the features, you can keep adjusting the oval, the shape of the eyes, the size of the face, all of that. Now, if you want to replicate the same mask from the center, we have two lines coming outward like our eyebrows. And they have a white line and a red line. And I think even the head is pretty big. Now, I think this much is fine copying the design from another mask. Now we can add our own stuff to it. And I will encourage all of you to add your own stuff. Like there is already this shape over here, but I want to add maybe more of these shapes. That's one option. And inside that, I can put in some color, or I can just put circles like this so it looks like beads. Then below the eyes, I can put triangles. And a nice outline to the eyes like this. Anything you want. It should just, we are just making some space for different colors to fit in. I really like that curl, so I think I can maybe make a curl like this. And then at the bottom, instead of showing almost like teeth, I'm going to make a bunch of lines like this for the chin. And what I really like is sometimes they have white colored dots around the eye, same number of circles. Now you can make this as complicated or as simple as you want. I think this is good enough for me, at least for now. And then when we make the big one, we can decide what else we can make in there. How are your masks looking? Okay, shall we start making the big mask now? Abir, how is your mask looking?
Mine looks like one of like a super villain.
There you go. Nice. So next time somebody needs a supervillain design, you could always submit your mask as an option. Okay, if your design is ready, then let's try making a big one. Now, when I say big one, don't fill up this whole space. Make it only so much, just slightly bigger than the rough sketch we have made, because it's a little easier to paint. And also, whatever picture you are making, you should leave a little room on all sides to be able to appreciate the picture. Yes, Abhi?
Can you see mine?
Yes, I can see yours. Oh, 1 second, yeah, pages. Oh, how nice. That is a really good mask. That is going to look very nice. Now, will you make a big one, Abir?
Okay.
Good. Okay, so here goes. I'm drawing the eyes. And then the outline around the eyes. And then first I will make, for the nose, first I'll make a triangle, a long triangle, not a very flat one. And once I've made the triangle, I will put 2 circles on the side for nostrils. And I will join the inside part. And the outside part can be flaring. This looks like flaring nostrils. Now I'm wondering whether I want to also make the mouth closed, and I want to draw lips. So I've changed the mouth from this to this. Now the eyebrows. Most important now, the shape of the face. The best bit about making masks is that sometimes the shape can be very long or very wide, and still the mask, as a mask, it can look good. As a face, it might have looked really odd, but as a mask, it continues to look good. Now I'm at a point where I can erase some lines, otherwise I myself will get very confused. So I'm using my flexible eraser to clean this up. Don't use a very hard eraser on this paper, especially if you're going to paint or use soft brush markers, anything that uses a liquid paint, because with the hard eraser, that liquid paint the paper can get bruised. Of the head. And okay, I'm changing my design even more. I'm going to make stripes of different colors going from the V in the center to the sides. If your lines are dark enough and you can see them too dark, then you can make them a little light before you paint. Or secondly, you can actually make them dark or darker with a pen also to paint. Yes, Abir?
Can you see mine?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And take it slightly higher. Let's see. Oh, nice. Very nice. Abhi, do you want to add some lines like that?
Okay, I will add.
Yeah, some big triangles or some lines that go out from the cheek.
Another super villain has been created.
Oh my God, that is an extra super villain. My goodness. But I can't wait to see how you color it because it's gonna look awesome.
That's the problem.
Start with the small bits. Start coloring light colors in the small bits and then deeper and deeper colors in the bigger bits. Okay, I'm going to draw several dots, which you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep them white because I'm going to color the face black. Okay, here's how I
There's
paint.
not much more to add on my mask.
I don't think you should add anything more. It's quite filled up. Now you can just color it. So I start first with the light colors. And also I will first decide some colors I'm not going to paint. Like the white dots, I'm not going to paint. I'm going to make them look white. Then some places like, excuse me, around the eye, I'm making a yellow. That looks nice. And above that, I'm going to make it black, sorry, red. And in between, I'm going to make it green. So the trick here is to use a few colors. Don't use all the colors. And see how the mask looks with few colors. Sometimes it's good to use a lot of colors. Sometimes it's good to use colors of the same type, like a lot of warm colors. Do you know what warm colors are and what cool colors are? And for the nose, I'm going to do something exciting. I am going to leave a highlight. So I'm going to leave a highlight on the nostril on the top left and left of the center, and maybe a little bit on the left of the center line as well. And I'm going to make this nose stand out. So when you leave a little white space, that looks like a highlight. And that can make your object look a little three-dimensional. I think I can make blue and yellow, not blue, a yellow and red stripe on its cheek as well. And some in the head. I've not made any curls. So I think on top of the eyebrow, I'll make a curl like that. So do you know of any cultures that where masks are used, ceremonial masks perhaps?
Ma'am, it's not really a culture where they wear the masks, but like in Alaska, the totem poles look like they're wearing some interesting masks.
That is true. Oh, interesting.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
like in South Korea, the tradition of the masks.
In where?
In the South Korean tradition of mask dance.
In South Korea, do they wear masks? Wow.
There is a mask dance at every New Year.
Okay. We should look for these cultures which have masks. And I think they wear masks at different points, like as
Good
Abir,
info.
it's for New Year's they have a mask dance in South Korea. There could be even in India we have a mask dance in the south. Has anyone seen the dances in Kerala? They wear beautiful masks as well.
Yeah. I remember seeing a billboard when on the way to Bombay or like that, but like they weren't wearing a very beautiful mask. It was quite scary.
I think they're meant to be scary. Some of them are meant to be very scary. Now I'm making a mixture of this emerald green with cerulean blue to give me a teal blue color. Do you know what a teal blue color is? It comes from the name of a duck that is this color. So it's neither blue, it's neither green, and it's rather brilliant. So whenever you come across a design like this and you feel inspired because of either the shapes, the colors, sometimes you can make a study of it, and you can, which means that you can copy the design the way it is to understand how different colors work together, how forms work. So we are doing partly a study of the mask. But this mask obviously has been made by some artist. We don't know whether this is um, an artist who um, has designed it for a purpose, or this is a ceremonial artist, or this is a traditional artist. But definitely an artist has, or somebody has created this very beautiful mask. So whenever you make a study, always remember to look for the name of the artist. And as far as possible, always credit the artist in your artwork. Now, after some years, you yourself will start making your own designs. And then you will, obviously, everyone will know, and they'll say, oh, this is Rohan's design, or this is Manya's design, or Abir's design. At that point, then they will know your design because of how unique it is, because it is not copied from anybody else's work, right? So at that time, there will be other people who will learn from copying your work first, and then one day they will come up with their own design. So we are in the process of learning from this earlier artist. And how do we learn? We learn about what colors look good together, and then once in a while we change a few things. So now we are not making an exact replica of the mask. My mask is definitely going to look slightly different, but the some of the aesthetics are borrowed from this mask. So I will try really hard to look for the name of the artist. And every time that I speak about this, I will write somewhere that this is a study made from the art of this so and so mask designer, or native artist, or something like that.
But the thing about these is that there are still people making it, but most of the famous ones were probably made many years ago.
Yes, there is a chance that's happening. But also in many countries, they are reviving these old crafts. So there are old students or new students who are being trained by old artists in order to preserve the art form. So often you will come across these new artists also who will have learned from the old masters. And of course, now that we are just painting this mask anyhow we want, there's one thing in this that we don't even know, and we don't know how it's going to work out. We don't know what the mask is for. And all the shapes that are made on the mask, they actually might mean something. Now, I've gone and completely changed my mask. So all the meaning has changed, if there is a meaning. So this is another thing that in time we should do more consciously, which is to study the culture and understand why they make certain things the way they make them. Okay, now most of my mask is ready, and there are some places where I'm going to keep it only white. Yes, Abir.
Can you see mine?
Yes, yes. Oh my, you've drawn eyes also in the mask. That is so cute. Very creative. Nice.
Well, these are my new masks.
Let's see.
The cat ears are inspired from my favorite singer, Ariana Grande.
Wow. And I love the design on them.
Thank you.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, wow, this is so detailed. You can do a great job on this one. Excellent.
Thanks.
Now, the rest of the mask, my mask, I'm going to be painting black. So, in order for my mask to look neat and tidy, the places which I'm going to leave white, like I'm going to leave the mouth white right now, I will make an outline in black pen around it.
Hey, can I get like these light brush pens and can I use those brush pens to color this?
You should
Because the
be.
design is very small, it's gonna be very hard painting it with these cakes.
Yeah, go ahead, use brush pens. Just make sure to test the brush pens on the papers, or not on this paper where you made the mask, in the rough section. And just see that the brush pen is, the ink is not bleeding out too much.
Okay.
Because if your design is too tiny and the brush pen bleeds out, then you won't be able to make any tiny designs.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So any place where I have something really delicate, I am making a black outline so I don't go into that by mistake. I'm wondering what I should do in the center here. Can't think of anything.
It's a very nice mask. Can I go down to get brush pens?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, now I'm going to start painting the black part.
Do you
Very
think I should
nice.
outline my design or should I just let it be with pencil?
You can outline it, but I would say if it's like over here, I did not want to outline the colored part in black because I wanted the colors to look a little light. And oh, I have a friend here. Hello. So some places where the colors are joining together, it looks nice when it's not got a black outline. But
Okay.
like here, some places I need the black outline. So those places I've made the outline only.
Mm.
Sometimes when you make a black outline, you can decide with the black outline what is going to be painted and what is not going to be painted. So it can be a good strategy. You are free to decide when you want to use it and when you don't want to use it. Now, even when you're painting these, make sure you paint the outlines first and then paint the inside. And when you're painting with watercolor, make sure that you paint slowly and in one direction and don't paint over and over and over the same thing until it dries up. And then we can paint lots of layers.
Should I let this year the other parts white? Or
Yeah,
should I like, you know?
You could leave them white. You don't have to paint everything.
Or should I do it silver?
Oh, that might be a good option. So test out how that color is looking in the rough area. Like make a swatch over here and see how that combination is looking before you decide. You can always make
It's looking good.
in the rough space and then take a call. Good, then paint it.
Yeah, I think it looks better for you. Yep, it does.
All right.
I am done. So
Ma'am, I just had a really funny moment.
Uh,
So I had done this thing on my mask where half of it is like blue, and then I was thinking of doing like an opposing color of blue. So I was gonna do green, but then I looked at my mask and I was like, oh, I've done green too much now. And then I went for red, and then I saw red also. So, but then I eventually settled for red because I had done too much green.
so now you got more red instead of green. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you looked and checked how much of which color you done. So for
Ma'am,
your
how did you decide to become like an artist or like a watercolor painter?
oh well, watercolor is one of the easiest things to carry around and paint. So that's how I started painting. Though in the beginning I was terrible at watercolor. And I used to mostly just use color pens, not even color pencil, just regular pencil sketching. I loved pencil sketching. I did so much pencil sketching that I became really good at it. Even today, I can make a very good pencil sketch. Then gradually, I felt now I want to understand how color works. So then I started painting with watercolor. I also tried oils and acrylic colors. Oil, someday I would really like to paint in oil, but it takes a very long time. So I've never had that much time. And acrylic colors, they look very beautiful. A lot of people like using them. I don't use them much because I think they are made out of a plastic base. So I don't think they're very environmentally friendly. So that's why then I don't use acrylic, but they are fine paints. They work very well and they dry very fast. So yeah, that's it. And I enjoy making all sorts of different topics. So I used to illustrate for magazines, for newspapers, and I enjoy doing that.
Well, I think my opinion on acrylic,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very, I think it's very straightforward. Like, you know, on watercolor,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can like blend it a little bit so it makes it lighter. I feel like acrylic is very straightforward. It's only that direct color.
That's true. That's true. But if you do use acrylic, if you try using acrylic with a little bit of water itself, you realize that you can make it work like watercolor also. It's a little, I mean, you need to understand the trick, but it's doable, you know. You should try it sometime. But it's, I mean, with watercolor, it happens with so much ease. And with acrylic, it might take a little getting used to.
This silver pen is so good, it's literally glitter on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go over any color.
Oh, okay. So it's an opaque color. That's cool. So tell me something about Ariana Grande's cat ears. Does she wear them
Ariana
all the
Grande
time?
has this album, and she usually like scatters something like that. I don't know the whole story, but I've seen her album with a face of cat ears.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I could try cat ears to this month.
Yeah, I think that was a great idea. It's looking wonderful.
Thanks.
So while we're painting this, do you want to give me a theme for next week?
I don't know.
Ma'am, you've been saying to do faces for like the last few weeks, and now we've already started a slight face. So
Yeah.
that would
So
be
we'll
like the best.
continue. All right, we'll continue with faces then. The next week, I will show you how to make, let's say, some funny faces, cartoon faces. How does that sound?
Good. Ma'am, you know, that time when we did our holy drawing,
Mm-hmm.
you had showed us how to draw faces,
Mm-hmm.
and for one of them, we said to make them like upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried doing it upside down, but then by mistake, when I made it upside down,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I instead of doing it right side up when my book was upside down, I did it upside down while my book was right side. I mean, no, I did it upside down while my book was upside down.
Oh, so it became right side up again.
Yep.
Wow.
You could put a book upside down and show it.
Yeah, so now it looks really funny. It looks like the hair is,
Standing up.
yeah,
That is so funny. But now you know how to make it look like hair is standing up.
yeah.
Okay, so what's happened now is I made my patterns without making the outside of the face. So see how my pattern has remained unfinished on the side, and I have to now artificially pull it carefully. Okay, that's it. My mask is done. I could also, I suppose, yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm gonna color the inside of the eyes black. Now it'll look like a proper mask, yes. Otherwise, it was looking like something blank.
I've gone straight to the ears from the ear. I mean, to the eyes. From the ears to the eyes.
Hmm.
I'll go to the mouth, nose and the mouth. And then I'll continue with the design.
Yeah. Now, here's one thing I want to show you. In a mask, also, sometimes there are shadows because it's supposed to be three-dimensional. Look at our nose. Our nose is just looking like one flat triangle thing. So, here's what I'm going to do. From one side, I'm going to make a slight brown shape. Remember how I've drawn a circle here. So only from one side. So it'll look like there's a shadow there. And again on one side over here. Oh, I've drawn it in the wrong direction because the shadow can't come on the same side as the light. But it's okay. It's a picture, so it shouldn't matter.
One
Now,
really nice
Oh
thing about
wow.
watercolor
So
is
tricky
that
now.
if you make a mistake, like I was painting black by mistake while my paint was still wet and it started mixing, you can just if you can just quickly take like a piece of tissue or something and then just like erase it.
you can just dab it and it'll be erased.
Good tip. I'll use that. That happens with me all the time.
I sometimes just let it be. I say, okay, let it be. I'll figure out what I can do later. But it's sometimes when you press that tissue or a rag into or to wipe it or to pull up the color, it just spreads even more and smashes everything else. So I have ruined a lot of pictures with that. Nowadays, I don't do that at all. I just wait. I quite like my mask. It's turned out quite nice. I
Sometimes
like,
when I make mistakes, I've made lots of those mistakes before, like the color mixes. So I end up doing this. I just mix it up all together like abstract art.
okay, that's also another option. Okay, so you think you guys can continue and finish the masks?
Yeah.
Can you please send me pictures of your masks? Because I would like to put a post on Facebook about our mask. Um, yeah, I would like to show what you guys have done. So
I
I'm going to
like
put
that.
my picture and then I'd like to put your pictures. So with your consent, if you don't mind, I would like to share your pictures so you can send them to me. Yes, Abir.
I will already then can I show you?
Yes, you may. Very nice. Will you please share this picture with me?
Yep.
All right. Do you want to leave?
Yep, it's more than time.
It is more than time and you finished early as well. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Wait,
Bye,
I think this
everyone.
lasts a lot, and I'm so happy to have
Wait,
joined.
ma'am, wait, ma'am.
Thank you.
So as you can see, my super villain hasn't been completed, but
Oh,
a mix of a lot of interesting colors.
yes, I love the colors. Please take your time painting and don't be in
Yeah.
a rush. I think it's going to turn out to be spectacular.
Okay, I'm just gonna come back.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, Abir.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, Rohan.
Bye. Manya, go
Bye,
ahead.
Manya.
Use your reactions next time.
I will. I will. Let me see. I might still do that.
I'm going to try a new one. Like, oh,
Ooh,
creepy.
nice. I'm going to learn some more reactions and I'll catch you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
How are you supposed to leave?
You can.
Oh, leave. Yeah.